speaking of NBA player podcast, how excited are we for the new LeBron James, JJ Redick, Jason Gallagher podcast?
Oh, I love it. I love it. I haven't tapped in with it yet. I do plan to tap in with it this week though. But the clips that I've seen, like when he was talking with JJ, it's just like, bro, like it's Bron in his element. You know what I'm saying? Like I've always said, I think, you know, on my long list of bullet points of why Bron is the GOAT, I think he has the best basketball mind ever of any NBA player. And he is just putting it on full display there. And JJ, of course, a fucking basketball savant too. So yeah, definitely looking forward to the battle of the wits there.
I mean, also what I loved about it too, I actually watched it and it was just like, JJ was just a shooter, right? That was his job. You know what I mean? But to be that, you know, this is how much, as long as he wasn't to be successful, this is how well you have to know the game. Like he's breaking shit down in such a beautiful way. Him and Bron, obviously, you know what I mean? But also how much respect they have for the players. You feel me? And, you know, with, you know, in the industry where like it's leaning towards it with the players' pods, this is the version that I love. I don't really listen to basketball pods. You feel me? Like, we talked about it be like some fucking history shit or some goofy ass geopolitical shit. Like, it's not basketball shit, kind of like whatever. You know what I mean? But this is the way I love to hear basketball talk. Like, they break down like, you know, Horn's chest and floppy action and all that type of shit. And I'm like, when I was playing ball, we was running like motion, so there wasn't a lot of read. There was more reads. It wasn't a lot of like sets that we had. You feel me? It was like you read the defense, you make a decision based upon that. You feel me? And so like to see like, you know, people them breaking down like, you know, their thought going into the stuff. They talk about like you know, the Warriors shit, and also like they broke down how the plays go. Well, JJ does at the beginning of the show, and he broke the first option and he told the second option. I was like, woo! When I looked at the second option, and then he looks in the camera, he goes, "It's fucking impossible to stop." And so it's funny to see like me feel like, oh my God, that's crazy. And he feels the same way. You know what I mean? But dog, like it's really beautiful basketball talk for like getting into the weeds of basketball nerddom.
Yeah.
For guys that are like, you know, been at the you know, at the highest point of the game. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's beautiful, bro. It's a great pod, a great idea itself.
And I love the graphics too. I mean, like as they were talking, like they would talk about like, oh, you know, help coming from the nail, and they'd put a little thing up that's like explains what the nail is. Like I really, but I thought it was really unobtrusive. I thought it was a smart way to take a conversation that, yes, like if we're being honest with you, it's probably at a high enough level that a lot of it's going to go over a casual basketball fan's head. I thought they did a great job of like bringing people in and kind of helping people understand. Like I told y'all, I have a friend who's a professional baseball player who's been watching basketball his whole life. He texted me last year, was like, wait, are they running plays? Like he didn't know. He'd been watching basketball his whole life. He didn't know they were running plays.
Okay.
Like, you know, he thought they were just hooping.
Yeah.
And so you know, that's the fan that you're trying to bring along to understand the intricacies of what's actually happening. I think that this podcast is a great way to do that. People will pay attention to it because it's Bron, you know, and hopefully it's helpful in the way. But it also, I just thought it was like super entertaining. He had Bron had an anti-bag rant that I fucking loved that they just put up on social from the most recent episode, John, where he was talking about how much he hates the ones concept. That he's like, this is fight, and he said, I've had people say to me in games, stop doubling me. Why do y'all keep doubling me? And Bron's like, this is 5-on-5.
This is basketball.
This is
bro.
real
like,
basketball. Like,
like,
but it's just the emotion that he has for the sport is so like pure and beautiful. Like, I don't know. I've just loved all that. Like he's subtweeting it. Whoever it was must have been good because he said that they had 40 points at the time.
Yeah.
And
I don't know.
I think another cool thing about it is we talked recently, and I think fairly so, about JJ going on First Take and being like, do fans even want to be educated? And like the answer is like some of them do and some of them don't, and that's fine. And like this is the perfect vehicle to serve the ones who do. Like LeBron is going to bring enough eyes, like you're saying, where if JJ is just like breaking down these actions like by himself or with like Tim Legler, like you really get a smaller set of amount of eyes on it. But you do it with LeBron James and you get to make it very fun and casual and cool and also very, very informative for the fans who want to be informed. It's dope.
And even for me, like as somebody like that, I love the fuck out of basketball. I don't would consider myself like a casual fucking fan, but like like I had an opportunity to go to the Warriors finals game when they were playing the Celtics, right? And I wanted to give up my seat. I offered to give up to one of the producers because he had never been in a finals game, but also because I like watching the game from home so I can see the off ball action. You feel me? So like talking about like, them breaking down like their thought going into why they do this in that situation. Like for me as somebody that loves watching that shit, like I think watching basketball and just watching the ball, you're missing a lot of the beauty of the game. You know what I'm saying? And so like them breaking down their thought going into it and why they do it and why they run it consistently and the different options in it. Like I get to really like, oh, you know what I mean? Like while watching the game, peep, oh, this is why they did this in this situation and stuff like that. I think that's great, bro. But like you said, like, making it inclusive where they're having real basketball nerd shit, but like, yo, join in on this. There's no
you have to make
here.
the education entertaining, bro. Like as someone who works in news media, I'll tell you this: like people can launch whatever criticisms they want at the media and what the media chooses to cover. People do not like eating their broccoli in this fucking country, dog.
Yeah,
like,
but
I mean that's just that's a fact. People want when they log on to social media, they want all dessert all the time. And if you can try and educate people, you have to put some cool graphics and LeBron James on that shit. Like that is just the fucking truth of it, bro.
But the fact that Bron is talking basketball, like he's like, we talk about him being the best basketball mind ever, and it's still being inclusive. Like you can, like it's not just the fact that it's like, Bron, a big name, it's the fact that his brain is his brain.
Yeah.
And he's talking basketball and they want you to be a part of it. I mean, there's something special about that. And you know what I mean? To me. But yeah, bro, I just love the thought that went into creating this pod. And I think this is what, somebody wrote, like, this is the beginning of the future of basketball pods and shit. I don't know if that's true, but if it is,
we'll see.
I'm not mad at it. You know what I'm saying?
There's only so many LeBron James and so many JJ Redick.
Yeah, for sure. Not many people can talk about the game in the way they talk about the game. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of people doing that right now, and they're not.
Yeah,
they're
not. Yeah. But I do like the thought that went into this, and I do love how when they talk about players, the respect they have for the players is just crazy. Like like. We'll mention Ben Simmons and we throw a joke in and we just fucking, you know what I mean? They talk about Ben Simmons as like, they look at Ben Simmons as the hooper that was a multi-time All-Star. What was he? 3-time All-Star? So, yeah. The thrill and excitement of March Mania is here, and DraftKings Sportsbook, one of America's top-rated sportsbook apps, is giving new customers a shot to turn $5 into $150 instantly in bonus bets with any college basketball bet.
The NCAA tournament is one of my favorite parts of the sports calendar, so I cannot wait to spend 4 straight days watching college basketball. UConn is one of the favorites right now on DraftKings, and I'm really interested to see if they can repeat as champion.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code Jenkins. New customers can bet $5 to get $150 instantly in bonus bets only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code Jenkins, Jenkins. The crown is yours.